everyone, welcome again to chair yoga. Hope everyone's feeling well and is getting to spend some time with their families and staying healthy and keeping moving. So that's what we're going to try to do today, keep moving. Remember, I can't see you, so you need to take care of yourselves, and if I'm suggesting a movement that doesn't feel good to you, then you can just take a rest or do a different thing instead. Just make sure that you're doing what your body feels like doing today and not overdoing it and doing too much or moving in a way that doesn't work for you. So let's start by sitting back in our chair. Feet on the floor, if you can have them flat on the floor, that would be nice. And let the hands rest on the thighs. Bring the elbows back a little bit and let the chin drop. If it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. We'll just take a couple of breaths here. Just to bring the attention into the room. And we'll just focus on ourselves for a little while. Not worrying about what's going on outside the room. Trying to just be present in this moment for yourselves. Let's bring the hands to the belly. So you can just let your hands rest on your belly. Let your belly be soft, no one can see you. So you don't have to hold it in, let it be nice and soft. Shoulders are relaxed. And just notice the rise and fall of your belly as you slowly inhale and exhale. You don't have to change your breathing. Breathe at whatever pace feels natural and easy to you. And let's try to slow the breathing down just a little. Breathing in slowly to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's hold it at the top there for a moment. And then exhale. 1, 2, 3. So we'll repeat that a couple of times. Breathing in 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top for a moment. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. So we'll continue to do that. You can count for yourselves. If the count of 3 is too much for you, then just make it a little bit shorter. We don't want to bring any tension in by forcing our breath into a way that doesn't feel natural. But if you can, come in slowly and hold it for a moment at the top. And then exhale with control. A couple more times. Inhale slowly. And maybe you can do it to a longer count than 3. Holding it at the top. And then slowly exhaling. Do one more like that. Breathing in. Holding. And breathing out. And then let your breathing return to its normal rhythm. We'll bring the hands down again. Let's take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose. Then out through the mouth as though you're fogging up a mirror. Make an audible sound. Inhale through the nose. One more time, breathing in. Big sigh out. And then we'll sit up. Now, if you can sit away from the chair, drawing everything into the center, sitting up nice and tall, that would be good. If that's too tiring for you, you can always sit back on your chair anytime. We want to sit with our shoulders relaxed and our collarbones wide without the ribs sticking out. So think of the ribs drawing in and we're getting taller, but not making a big back bend to do it. So think of the top of the head reaching towards the ceiling, length in the neck. And as you inhale, lift the chin. And then exhale, lower the chin, but think more about lengthening the back of the neck than squeezing the chin down to the chest. Inhale, lifting the chin, looking up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, lower, lengthen through the back of the neck. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. We'll do one more like that, slowly lifting. And exhale. Trying to move with our breath. We'll come back to the center. Just gently turn the head from one side to the other. Inhale through the center, and as you exhale, turn to the left. Moving just as far as you can without getting your shoulders involved and without feeling any tension in the shoulders. And maybe you'll notice at each turn you can maybe get a little bit further. And we'll come back to the center, drop the chin just a little, bring that right ear towards the right shoulder. And then down through the center, the left ear towards the left shoulder. We'll just do a couple like that, nice and slowly, with control. Not making it too big. And just notice if you feel more tension on one side than the other. Last time, over to the left. We'll come back up to the center. We'll lift the shoulders up towards the ears and then relax them down. We'll lift the shoulders up and then relax. Couple more. Lifting up and relaxing. Last one. Lift them up and relax. And we'll make some circles with our shoulders. So we'll bring our hands to our shoulders. We'll bring the elbows behind and then around, so you're drawing a big circle with the elbows at the side. If this doesn't feel good to you, you can lower your arms to the side and just move the shoulders. So we're trying to get the shoulders coming up and forward. One more time in this direction. And then we'll change directions, coming up and back. As your elbows come back, feel your shoulder blades drawing a little bit closer together. Two more circles. Nice. And then we'll relax the arms down. Let's stretch out the back of the shoulder. So we'll reach the right arm out in front and cross it over. Take the left arm above the elbow. Gently hug that arm in towards the chest. Keep breathing gently. Look over that right shoulder. So feeling a stretch at the back of the shoulder here, nothing too intense. And we'll slowly bring the head back, release the arm, give that arm a little shake. And we'll do the left arm, reaching in front and then over to the side, take that right arm above the elbow and squeeze that left arm in towards the chest. And if it feels comfortable, you can turn your head to look over the right shoulder. Your left shoulder. A couple of breaths here. And then we'll turn the head back to the center, release the arm to give it a little shake. Move on to our hands. So I'm going to sit back in my chair and take a rest. And we'll make some fists and circle at the wrists. We'll circle in one direction, and then we'll switch directions. We'll reach the fingers out wide, and then make some fists. Stretch them slowly, as though they're like a fern uncurling, and then slowly curl them in. We'll do that a couple of times, slowly uncurling each finger, trying to do one knuckle at a time, and then slowly curling in. 2 more. Stretching them out, and curling them in. Stretching out, and curling in. We're going to stretch out our fingers now one at a time. Always a nice stretch to do anytime. Working your way through the fingers, maybe 1 or 2 breaths. Working our way across the hand. Onto the thumb. We'll switch hands, and as always we'll just pay a little bit of attention as to how one hand might feel different than the other, and how each finger feels a little different. So again, not pulling too hard here, just letting the weight of this hand draw the finger down. And last one. Stretch the right hand out in front and point the fingers to the floor. You can give it a little squeeze, keeping this shoulder relaxed if you can. Gently squeezing that wrist, wiggling the fingers. And then we'll release that hand, rotate the palm up and stretching the fingers back. So a nice stretch all down this side of the arm. And then we'll give that a shake. And we'll do the left arm out in front, fingers point down. And again, give it a squeeze if that feels okay. Just pointing the fingers down to the floor is quite a good exercise too, so that's enough. If you want a little bit extra, you can squeeze it, maybe wiggle the fingers. And then we'll rotate the palm up and stretch them back. Again, remembering to try and keep the shoulder down. 2 more breaths here. And then give everything a little shake. Let's just move those thumbs around a little bit. Making some circles. Circle them like this, or you could interlace your fingers and circle them like you're thinking great thoughts. Circling them around and then give them a shake. Let's sit up nice and tall again, away from the chair. Let's reach the right arm up to the ceiling and then take a side bend to the left. Come back up to the center and lower that arm. Left arm up and over to the right. Reach for the ceiling and then lower. Reaching up really tall through the spine, up and over to the left. Feel that stretch all down this side. Let's pause here for an extra breath. Inhale through the center and then lower. Left arm reaches up. So as you reach it, you'll feel your shoulder coming towards the ear. So reach the fingers, but try to keep that shoulder a little relaxed. And then over to the right. Extra breath here. Up through the center and lower. This time we're going to reach the right arm, take that side bend to the left, and bend this elbow. We're going to inhale, open the chest, and as you exhale, reach the arm long to the side. Inhale, open the chest. Maybe you can turn towards the ceiling a little bit. And as you exhale, reach towards the side. Look down at the floor beside you. Inhale, bend the elbow, turn the chest a little. And then exhale, reach the arm long and look down at the floor. We'll do one more like that. Bending the elbow as you open the chest. And then reach it down. Come up through the center and lower the arm. left arm reaches, and we'll take that side bend, and then bend the elbow. Open the chest, and then reach over to the side. Rotate the chest, elbow bends, reach towards the side and look down at the floor beside you. Inhaling to open, exhale, reach, looking down at the floor. Let's do one more. Bending the elbow as you open the chest, and then exhale. Come up through the center, and then lower. I'm going to reach this right arm, bring it down to that left knee, bring this left elbow behind you a little, and just rotate towards that side. It's not going to be a big turn. You can push down into that thigh a little, slowly rotate, and just hold it for a couple of breaths. And then we'll relax everything, come through the center. Do the other side, reaching the left arm. Bring it down to that right knee, pushing down to get taller and rotate the rib cage to the right. Staying nice and tall, making the work come from the rib cage, not from the arms. And then relax everything and come through the center. Take a couple more shoulder shrugs here. So we're moving the spine in lots of directions. We've twisted it, we've moved it sideways, so we're going to move it forwards and back. So we'll start with a little gentle cat-cow. We're going to start by lifting the chin and the chest. Shoulder blades draw just a little bit together. As you exhale, shoulders can come forward, the back rounds, and let the arms come forward. Inhale, draw the elbows back, lift the chin and the chest, and then fold forward. So with each movement, you can get a little bit bigger, maybe rocking forwards on your sits bones, drawing the elbows a bit further back, lifting the chest forward a bit more, drawing the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, curling the tail under, reaching the arms further forward. One more like that. Inhale, lifting, and exhale to fold. This time we're going to come back through the center. Open the arms wide as you inhale, reach the arms a little behind you. As you exhale, come forward, interlace the fingers, and push the hands away. Knuckles are reaching forward as the back curls. Inhale, come up, release the hands, sweep them behind you. As you exhale, curl forward, interlace the fingers and push them away. We'll do two more like that, lifting the chest, opening the arms, reaching just a bit behind you. Exhale, curling everything under, interlacing the fingers and reaching the knuckles forward. And one more. Opening the arms, sweeping them back. And exhale, come forward. And reach. From here, we'll keep the hands interlaced. Come back to the center. Now, if it's comfortable, you can rotate the palms and push them away. And then reach them for the ceiling. Now, if you have a shoulder that's not very comfortable, it may be more comfortable to keep the hands pointing in the same direction they were already, so palms facing down. If you can push the palms up. And I'm going to bring my arms forward a little bit because I have a shoulder that does not feel very good today. And then we'll release the hands and bring them down. And we'll take a couple more of those shoulder shrugs. Lots of shoulder things today. Good time to take a little drink if you have one with you. So I'm going to sit forward on my chair, so my feet are fully on the ground, and we'll lift up onto the toes, and then lift onto the heels. So we're rocking through the feet, coming onto the tiptoes, and then coming onto the heels. The toes are reaching as far towards the shins as you can. So we'll do that a couple of times just to get those lower extremities moving and warmed up. This is a good stretch to do before you go out for a walk. To get the shins and the calves warmed up and stretched a little bit. Let's do a couple more. Two more. Last one. And then bring them down. Then we're going to tap the toes towards the center and then out to the side. So tapping and tapping. And tap, still sitting up nice and tall, and tap, tap, and tap. And then we'll try to go a bit faster. Keep doing a little tap dance until we can't tap any further. Or you might find that I can have one foot go much faster than the other. My left foot does not want to cooperate as much as my right. And then come down and just rolling through the floor with the heels. So you're going for a little run, or you're just tapping your heels onto the floor. Good. Sit back a little bit. I'm going to reach one leg out and then the other, just to get those cobwebs out of the knees. Hear some little clicks, and then we'll go a bit faster. We're just swinging the legs nice and gently. Doesn't have to be high. Good. And then we'll pause. We'll reach the right leg out. We'll point toes and then flex back towards you. Point them away and then flex. Point and flex a couple of times. And then we'll make circles. So trying to keep the legs still here. As always, you can do this with your foot on the floor, resting the heel on the floor and making circles. If you haven't already, then switch directions. And then bring that leg down, give it a little shake. And then we'll lift the left leg, point and flex. A few times. And then we'll make the circles, again keeping the leg still, rotating at the ankle. And switch directions. And then lower down, give it a little shake. So because my chair's a little high, I'm going to have to sit quite far forward for this part. You may not need to. I'm going to reach the legs out in front, heels on the floor. I'm going to rotate the whole leg, so if you can bring your hands to the thighs, or you can hold onto the chair. So I don't want you to just move the feet, I want the whole leg to rotate. So think of those thigh bones actually rotating. Good. Nice and gently, doesn't have to be super quick. Through the center, over to one side, through the center, towards the other. So again, think of the thigh bones moving, not just the lower legs. A couple more times each way. And then we'll come back and take a little pause. Let's bring the hands forward. Let the chin drop round the spine. Take a little rest pose here. So anytime you need to, you can pause in this pose. You can pause the video and take a few extra breaths anytime, just to slow down the heart rate until you feel comfortable. And then we'll sit up nice and tall. We'll bring the arms down to the side. So again, think of that nice wide collarbone. Think of being tall, so drawing everything up through the center. As we inhale, we'll sweep the arms up. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, we'll lift halfway, draw the shoulder blades back, a nice long spine here. And then exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, draw the hands together, bring them down to the center. Breathing in here and out. in and out. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, lifting halfway, lengthening the spine, and exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthening everything towards the ceiling, bringing the hands together, lowering down till they're in front of your chest. We'll take 2 breaths here, nice and slowly. Keeping the breath even. We'll just do 1 more like that. Inhaling the arms up and exhale, fold. Inhale, drawing the shoulders back, lifting halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and sweep the arms up. Exhale, drawing them down through the center. 2 more of those slow, even breaths here. So we'll change our sun salutation and lift the arms up. And exhale to cactus arms, keeping the arms nice and strong. Keep the spine long as you hinge forward. And then curl down. We'll inhale halfway. And exhale to fold. Inhale, lift and sweep the arms. Exhale to cactus. We'll take a side bend to the right and back up. And side bend to the left. And up. Let's repeat that over to the right. And up. And to the left. And up. Bring the hands down to the thighs. Shoulders are relaxed. Draw the elbows back, lift the chin and the chest. Coming into our cow pose or cobra. And then as you exhale, curling forward into your cat pose or your child's pose. Repeat that. Draw the elbows back, lift the chin and the chest. And exhale, fold forward. Take a couple of breaths here in your child's pose. And sit up nice and tall. Bring the hands together. We'll do 1 more version. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale, nice strong cactus arms. Hinging forward and folding down. Inhale to lift halfway and exhale to fold. Inhale, lift and sweep the arms up. Exhale to cactus. So keeping that nice long spine, we're going to rotate to the right, come back to the center, and then exhale to the left. Back to the center, so make sure you're moving from the rib cage and not the arms. 1 more time to the left. And back to the center, we'll relax the arms down, draw the elbows back, lift the chest, lift the chin, reach the arms behind you, and then fold forward and reach the arms in front. Let them rest on the knees, drop the chin. 1 more time. Pulling the arms back, reaching behind you. You can take hold of the chair or you can interlace the fingers and reach them behind you, lifting the chin, drawing the shoulder blades together. And then release the hands, drop the chin, round the spine, and find that child's pose again and take a couple of breaths there. And we'll sit up nice and tall. Do a little bit more work with our legs. So again, I'm going to sit forward on my chair. You may not need to if your chair's a little bit lower. So we're going to make circles with our feet. I always liken this to if you see a little bit of dust on the floor and you want to just move it away or kick something out of the way, we're going to make a big circle in one direction a couple of times. If you were a former ballerina, this is like doing a rond de jambe. So we're rotating the leg out to the side. Let's do 1 more in this direction. And then we'll switch directions. We'll come out towards the side and then bring it back into the center. out to the side. I think we did 5 in the other direction, so we'll do 5 here. Sweeping the floor. Last time. And then we'll do the left. Move my block out of the way. That's 1. 2 more. 1 more. And then switch directions out to the side, then sweep it in. Out to the side, sweep it in. Sweep, last one. And then bring that in. Let's bring the feet wide. Bring the elbows to the thighs and just take a forward fold here. So with a long spine, so not curling everything underneath, but lengthening through the spine like a downhill skier. Just pausing here for a couple of breaths, lengthening through the tailbone behind you and through the top of the head in front. Shoulders are still relaxed, but away from your ears. And we'll slowly draw yourself up to a seated position. Keep the knees wide and we'll let the legs rotate towards one side and then the other. Rotating and looking over the shoulder. Maybe look over the opposite shoulder to the way your knees are going. A couple more. And last one. And come back to the centre. We're going to turn around to the side. So come around to the right side of your chair. So the right foot, out of the way, is on the floor in front of you. Hold onto the chair with your right arm and let this left knee point towards the floor. So you're making like a L shape here, or 90 degrees with each leg and each knee. So you're going to take this left arm, reach it towards the ceiling. So really find some length between this left knee and the left fingertips. If you like, you can reach that foot a bit further behind you, or you can just keep it pointing to the floor. We're going to bend towards the chair and then reach towards the ceiling. So we'll exhale towards the chair and inhale to lengthen. 2 more. Exhale and lengthen and exhale and lengthen. We're going to bring the arm down so it's resting on a shelf in front of us and rotate, draw that elbow behind you and then come back to the center, rotate towards the chair. Inhale to open the chest towards the front and then exhale to rotate towards the chair. 2 more. Opening and exhale, curling towards the chair. Still keeping that spine long, but just rotating it but not taking a side bend. Inhale back to the center, reach that arm up again. Maybe you can make it a little back bend, maybe a big back bend, depending on how you're feeling. And come back through the center, bring that arm down, bring this leg flat to the floor again, and slowly come around to the other side. Moving everything out of the way. This time the left foot is in front. Right knee is pointing towards the floor. Take hold of the chair with the left hand. We'll reach that right arm towards the ceiling. So again, first finding some length in the spine and all down this side to the knee. We'll take a side bend towards the chair and inhale up. Exhale, fold and inhale to reach. 2 more. Last one. We'll bend the elbow again so it's resting on a shelf in front of us. And then we'll rotate, open the chest, drawing the elbow back And as you exhale, rotate towards the chair. Inhale to open and exhale to close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last one. Opening and closing. Come back to the center. Reach that right arm long again. And again, maybe a little back bend. Or just stay where you are. And then we'll bring everything down. Bring this foot flat to the floor. And come back to the center. Let's take that little forward fold again. Feet are wide. So a long spine. We're not rounding forward. We're hinging at the hips. Bring the elbows to the thighs. Again, like that downhill skier. Reaching nice and long through the top of the head. The tailbone is reaching through the chair. And then we'll sit up nice and tall. Bringing the feet to the floor. We'll take the right arm to the left knee. Going to make a big rainbow with this arm, as big as you can, following it all the time with your eyes so your head turns and follows that arm. Now keep the arm there, but turn the head to look over that left shoulder. Then turn back to look at the hand. Make that big semicircle all the way up and over. And then we'll switch hands. So left hand to the right knee. As you inhale, lift and reach. Keep the arm extended. Turn to look over the right shoulder. Turn back to look at the hand. Sweep it up and over. Follow it with your eyes all the way down. We'll do that a couple more times. So right hand, sweeping up and over. Turning the head away. Turn the head towards the hand. And then reach and bring it down. Left hand. Sweep it all the way up and over. Keep the arm extended. Turn the head away. Turn towards the hand. Follow the hand all the way down. We'll do one more each side. Right hand. Inhale, open it up and over. Turn the head to the left. Turn the head to the right. Sweeping the arm all the way up and over. Last time, left hand. Big semicircle. Keep the arm there. Turn the head to the right. Turn the head to the left. And sweep it all the way up and over. And then bring everything back. And we'll make some shoulder shrugs again, lifting the shoulders towards the ears and then relaxing. Up and then down. A couple more times. Up and down. Make some circles. Drawing the shoulders back, then up and forward. And then we'll switch directions, bring them forward, then up and back and down. Just a couple. Taking a drink if you have one. It's always good to have some water with you so you can take some sips throughout the class. Let's give our shoulders a rest and do a little bit more work on our legs. So we're going to sit forward on the chair and extend the right leg out in front. The heel is on the floor and the toes are pointing towards the ceiling. We've still got that nice long spine. Hands come to the left thigh and we'll hinge forward. So the chest is reaching forward. And you may feel a stretch at the back of your leg. You may not. We don't want to lock this knee. We're lengthening through the leg, but not locking it entirely. So depending on your tightness of your hamstrings, you may be folding forward just a couple of inches. That's fine. Or you may have long hamstrings and you're almost on the floor. So find that spot that's just not pulling on you, just nice and comfortable. Just take a couple of breaths here. And we'll slowly come back up as you inhale. Bring this leg in, give it a little shake. Moving in and out a little bit. And then we'll switch legs and lift the left leg out to the front. Again, heels on the floor and the toes are pointing up. Bring the hands to the right thigh. And with a long spine, we'll hinge forward, bringing the chest forward. And you might immediately notice that one side feels tighter than the other. Just observe that. It's not a criticism of your body, it's not something that's bad, it's just a natural occurrence that one side is more dominant, maybe stronger, more stable. Just notice it. And keep breathing. And we'll slowly, as we inhale, we'll lift back up. Bring that leg in and give it a little shake. And we'll do one last pose. We always like to do our pigeon pose, or I do. So we'll reach this right leg out to the side, rotate it open and bring it into the ankle. Reach out to the side and bring it up a little higher. Just doing a bit of work with the hip here, then we're going to lift it up and over to the thigh. As always, if this is not comfortable, you can bring it to the floor, or you can rest it on a book or a stool or a block if you have one. Just want that knee to open out to the side. So I'm going to bring mine up. The toes are pointing back towards the shin, so this foot's flexed. Think of that knee reaching towards the floor. I don't want you to push the knee down, but think of that action. Equal weight on the sits bones, and you can pause here if you already feel a stretch, or if you want a little bit more, you can hinge forward. Every time you do this, it will probably feel a little different. So just because you could do something yesterday or last week doesn't mean it will feel the same today. So listen to your body. Try to actively relax here. Breathing into the hips, let them soften. Slow, even breathing. And take a slow inhale as we come up. And we're going to rock the baby. So there are a couple of ways of doing this. You can bring one hand to the foot and one to the knee and just lift the leg and rock it side to side. Maybe you can bring your arms underneath and hold it this way, depending on how your hip feels. Whatever it is, we're just trying to take the weight of the leg in the arms and moving this leg in and out a little bit, maybe making some circles just to get this hip softened up in case you've got any tension there. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can just hold the leg in and make some circles this way. Or maybe we can do that as well. And then bring that leg down, give it a little shake. Onto the left leg, reach the toes out to the side, bring that heel towards the ankle, reach out, bring it a little higher, and then again either to a block or a stool or a book or to your thigh, whatever feels good. Sitting up nice and tall, this may be enough. Thinking of that knee trying to open out and reach towards the floor. That feels like quite a lot of work already. Or you can begin to hinge forward. This time the left foot is flexed, pointing back towards the shin. again, we're trying to relax the hips, not pull and tighten them. Nice, even breaths. Two more breaths here. Slowly lengthen the spine, lifting up, and then same here, we're going to lift the leg in whatever way feels good. It's probably different than the other one. Let it swing gently side to side, or hugging that knee in, make some circles. Bring everything back to the center. I'm going to find a way to sit comfortably. So I'm going to bring my feet to a block because I have short legs and I want them to rest and take the weight onto the floor. Sit back in your chair. Take a couple of those deep breaths. Breathing in and out. Elbows are relaxed, drawing back towards the waist. And the next time you exhale, you can lower the chin, close the eyes if that's comfortable, or just have a soft focus towards the floor. You can keep your hands on your thighs, or if you want to bring more attention to your breathing, you can bring them to your belly, just like we did at the beginning. So we're not going to change the breathing, we're just going to observe it. As you inhale, notice what's moving. The belly pushes forward. Maybe the chest lifts a little. Maybe you notice a little movement in your shoulders. Or notice how your back touches the chair as you breathe in. Maybe you can feel the passage of the breath and the air through your nose. Maybe you can hear your breathing. You're just focusing on the movement of the breath. And if your mind wanders, that's fine, just acknowledge the thought and come back to observe the next breath. And if it helps you to focus, you can count your breathing, counting 1 as you inhale and 2 as you exhale. 3 on the inhale and 4 to exhale. Until you get to 10, and then you can start again at 1. And if your mind wanders and you lose your place, just come back to 1. sound outside distracts you, or a random thought distracts you, just come back to 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And we'll begin to pay more attention to the rest of our body. Noticing the feeling of your hands on your belly, the back of the chair, how the thighs feel against the chair, and how your feet feel resting on the floor. Noticing the sounds around you, any temperature changes, any smells. And begin to make some small movements, moving the fingers and toes, circling the wrists and the ankles. Maybe you can reach the arms overhead, take a big stretch, if that feels good. When you're ready, bring the hands back down. You're moving the head gently side to side, making some circles. And we'll sit up nice and tall. We'll take a couple of those breaths where we exhaled audibly. So inhale through the nose. And then as though you're fogging a mirror. Inhale. One more inhale. And let the breathing return to normal. If you haven't already, you can open your eyes. Bring the hands to heart center. And we'll bow in gratitude and love. I miss you all, and I can't wait to the day that we can all meet again. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.